This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Power has been restored at the Atlanta airport, but the travel nightmare is far from over. Hundreds of flights have been canceled today, and it could be days now before all affected passengers make it to their final destinations. ABC's Danya Backus has the latest now from Atlanta.
Long lines at ticket counters and security checkpoints with travelers trying to board flights. Widespread delays plaguing Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport means it could be days before all affected passengers make it to their final destinations.
The kids have got a flight. The Delta was able to arrange a flight for them direct, and I've got a 2-stop to Ottawa, and they're going to Montreal.
An electrical outage brought the world's busiest airport to its knees for nearly 12 hours.
Everybody walk towards the center point.
It's a nightmare. We have to go through the tunnels that are pitch black.
Hundreds of flights were grounded and some 30,000 passengers were surrounded by darkness.
People are helpless. They can't get down the stairs. I mean, it's a nightmare.
Monday, the power was restored, but the travel headache continued.
I was going to try to get to Birmingham. I was going to try to get to wherever, nearby. Not.
The hours-long blackout was caused by a fire in an underground electrical facility. Pictures show the damage from the fire that also knocked out the backup system. Georgia Power investigators are now trying to determine the cause. A spokesperson for Delta Airlines, which has its biggest hub in Atlanta and was the hardest hit, says most of its stranded passengers have been rebooked and they should be back to a normal schedule Tuesday. Danya Backus, ABC News, Atlanta.
Atlanta's blackout has some wondering how other airports would fare in a similar situation. The Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport administrators say they are more than prepared for similar outages. Officials say because the area is prone to hurricanes and other extreme weather situations, they have built multiple backup electric systems, including 2 feeds from Florida Power and Light, backup generators, and battery power. Airport officials say all of those systems can power the entire facility seamlessly if needed.
And we have generator power to generate electricity for the entire terminal. All the lighting, all the HVAC, the security equipment, the baggage belts, the jet bridges, all that would continue to function. The only area that would be negatively affected a little bit would be our concessions area where the food and beverage is. I don't think they'd have cooking services, but outside of that, we'd be able to function continuously without any issues there.
At least 2 Delta flights that were set to fly out this morning were canceled. One of the afternoon flights was delayed, but only by about a half hour. The outage did not impact any arriving flights from Atlanta. And a lot of folks are probably flying to the Suncoast or hoping to enjoy some of our warm weather. Let's get more on that with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Warm is right, Scott. Temperatures today well above average, and looks like it'll stay that way too. Things aren't going to change much this week. Now for tonight, looks really good. The only downside may be some fog forming late tonight and to the morning hours, so commuters beware. Fog can be rather thick too along the interstate. 65 degrees we're expecting the temperature to be at 11 o'clock tonight. Just a few clouds around, and temperatures will stay warm for highs tomorrow. We're expecting highs upper 70s to low 80s. Once again, to wrap things up here for this fall, Thursday officially starts winter on the calendar. You can see some showers right now to the north, but notice the movement. It's basically west to the east. Nothing too significant. We had a few thunderstorms near Tallahassee earlier. No rain around here, just clear skies, and looks like light winds for the most part. Winds are generally out of the west-northwest at 7. We had a little sea breeze develop, and that kept temperatures a little bit cooler near the coast. Inland areas warm to the low to mid 80s today. Well, much more in this warm weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. Florida Senate President Joe Negron thinks Florida's nursing homes should be paid more for providing care to the state's elder and frail residents. Negron says increasing Medicaid rates paid to nursing homes is a very strong priority of his for this upcoming legislative session. Many in the nursing home industry say the rates are relatively low compared to the costs of providing care. Negron did not say how much additional funding he would like to direct to the rates.
I do support an increase in their reimbursement, overall reimbursement. I've always been a strong supporter of nursing homes.
Additional funding could also help act as a buffer as the state moves away from its longtime cost-based reimbursement system and toward a new prospective payment system The legislature authorized a new payment system but delayed it until 2018. Negron also supports using state dollars to help offset the cost of generators that nursing homes would be required to purchase under a proposed rule being pushed by Governor Scott. Sexual harassment charges have powerful men in this country on high alert, but is a double standard forming for politicians when compared to other celebrities. As TV personalities like Matt Lauer were cut from projects almost instantly after allegations surfaced, many politicians have remained in office throughout investigations, only stepping down amid pressure from within the parties or, in some cases, ignoring it.
After the last year, I'm not sure if I could see a death sentence anymore when it comes to politics.
It happens whether it's in Hollywood or Washington or New York City. Powerful people get there and all of a sudden the power goes to people's heads.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, former Suncoast Congressman Dan Miller describes the culture he saw in Washington, D.C. and whether we should expect any change among politicians. President Trump outlining his new national security strategy today. The president, who ran on putting America first, detailed a policy that could sharply alter U.S. international relations. ABC's Kenneth Moten reports from Washington.
President Trump's new national security strategy.
And we will stand up for our country like we have never stood up before.
The president pushing his America First policy onto the global stage, refocusing the relationship the U.S. has with countries across the world. The strategy puts a heavy emphasis on economic competition. The president now labeling China a strategic competitor. Trump has been long critical of China's trade practices.
Any nation that trades away its prosperity for security will end up losing both.
The president also took aim at Russia, a break from recent warm words between Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin.
We will attempt to build a great partnership with those and other countries, but in a manner that always protects our national interest.
The president is also making clear the U.S. won't back down on foreign policy issues that could alienate other countries. That includes climate change and immigration. Trump taking a hard line on defense, making the case for more spending to build up the military and pay for his wall on the U.S.-Mexico border.
For this reason, our strategy breaks from the damaging defense sequester. We're going to get rid of that.
Trump also addressed the North Korea threat. He renewed his call for the United Nations and NATO to spend more on defense, saying the U.S. will insist on other countries paying their fair share. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
President of ESPN is stepping down. John Skipper announcing in a statement that he's leaving his role because of his battle with substance addiction. He says he has struggled with the issue for many years and is using this time to take care of the problem. The network announced former president and executive chairman George Bodenheimer will take over as the acting chairman of the company for the next 90 days until Disney hires Skipper's replacement. Still to come in your Suncoast News, food allergies result in nearly 200 deaths every year in the United States. And while many restaurants cater to patients' dietary requests, a study finds some allergic reactions may be stemming from those same restaurants.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
If high performance art is what you're into, look no further than Sunset Fiat of Sarasota. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. No matter what your passion is, there's a Fiat for everyone. Prices starting as low as $13,999 during the Big Finish event. Going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
Millions of Americans have some sort of food allergy. That's why restaurants can be a dangerous place to eat. Kim Hutcherson has more.
About 15 million Americans have allergic reactions to food. They result in about 30,000 emergency room visits every year and 150 to 200 deaths. A study from the CDC's Environmental Health Services Division found that while restaurants are working to prevent food-based allergic reactions, they could do more. The survey found that most restaurants do have ingredient lists or recipes available for most or all of their food items. But the study also found that less than half of interviewed restaurant staff received training on food allergies, and those that did often didn't learn what to do if a customer has a reaction. Researchers also found that most restaurants did not have dedicated areas or equipment for preparing and cooking allergen-free food. The study recommends that restaurants set aside these dedicated areas and improve training for staff regarding food allergies. And if you have food allergies, do your research. Make sure any restaurant you patronize will accommodate allergy-related requests. Be sure to inform the staff before you order. Ask questions about preparation, and be prepared with allergy medication just in case. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, good evening, everyone. I've been off for a week. A lot of photos were sent in to pics@mysuncoast.com. These were sent in today from Barbara. I appreciate that one. Look how clear that water is on Siesta Key. Beautiful, calm conditions out there with an east wind. It keeps the water clarity very, very nice there. And you can see that quite clearly. And Casey Key, Mart, getting this photo just a few minutes ago and sending it in. As you can see, just down south from Siesta, sunset looks to be really quite nice. As to Anna Maria webcam showing fair skies out there again. Things are looking really quite nice all in the Gulf of Mexico, although to the north of us, a little bit of rain activity there that associated with a weak system that's going to move off basically to the east of us and north of us. It's going to stay well to our north. As far as low temperatures go tonight, it will be unseasonably warm. Temperatures all in the low to mid 60s, typical low for this time of year, low to mid 50s. So well above that, nearly 10 degrees above average. Sarasota should be right around 63 to start things off tomorrow morning. There will be some fog forming. We could see some rather thick fog as a result of the clear skies, light wind, and warm temperatures. Now, it's 75 degrees currently at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. The dew point temperature way up there, 69. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 7. And the pressure 30-20. That's continuing to rise. And as far as the high goes today, it did warm up again into the low 80s in the inland areas, upper 70s at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. 79 there, 61 was the morning low. That's well above the average. Our average low temperature 53 degrees, the average high at 73, and 90 the record set back in 1967. Well, the planner for tomorrow looks to be pretty nice. Fog in the morning, temperatures starting off into the low to mid 60s, warming into the upper 70s by noon, and staying into the low 80s throughout much of the afternoon. with just a little bit of cloudiness around. I mentioned that fog. And this particular forecast model does depict some fog breaking out in the Gulf as well as over land. And it looks like very difficult to predict that widespread fog event. We think it'll be mainly to the north of us, but there's a chance it could slip down south as well in the morning hours on both Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning. You can see that main system, though, staying well to the north of us and heading off through the mid-Atlantic coast states there. As far as the wind forecast goes, it will be light, basically out of the east to northeast to start the day off, and then westerly winds to develop around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. A little bit of a sea breeze, but not much. It will turn around back to the east again tomorrow night and continue on Wednesday morning. Well, as far as the forecast goes, we are anticipating this high-pressure ridge to dominate our weather. You can see all the clouds and showers kind of riding on the periphery of that large area of high pressure, which continues to be parked right over our state. And then to the north and west of us, a little brief cold spell moving into the northern Rockies and into the northern plain states. The northeast getting a bit of a clipper system there, bringing some snow showers, kind of a rain-snow mix across parts of upstate New York. And then you can see some of that rain and snow mix as well into Minnesota, Minneapolis, and into northern portions of the Rockies there. And the wind stays strong out west. As far as temperatures go, 30s and 40s over places like Boston, New York, and Philadelphia, 39 in Buffalo, 44 in Salt Lake City, Denver at 54, Wichita 56, and 53 in Dallas, 53 in Oklahoma City. Well, here's the forecast. As things shake out, for boaters, looks to be pretty good tomorrow. Seas will be running 1 to 2 feet with a light chop to smooth conditions for boaters, and the water temperature at 72 degrees. UV index will be a 6, and the tides upcoming. High tide at 11:25. Low tide will be at 8 o'clock. Sunset at 5:40. Just had it, and the mostly fair, some fog late. 63 for low tomorrow. A morning fog turns to partly cloudy. 79 for your high, and the extended forecast does call for nice weather right through Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Upper 70s for Christmas Day. Scott?
All right, thanks so much, Bob. Let's check your traffic for the drive home at this hour. There's some backup for drivers heading north on US 301 in Manatee County. Otherwise, no crashes to report, and the interstate is looking clear, mostly green at this hour. The family that owns the Columbia restaurant on St. Armand Circle will open a new restaurant on Longboat Key. The Gonsmart family of restaurants to open the Buccaneer at the site of the former Patty George's restaurant. It's slated to open sometime in 2019. The Gonsmart family also owns other Columbia restaurants across the state, Cha Cha Coconuts in Sarasota and Eulalie and Goody Goody Burgers in Tampa. Campbell's Soup is hungry for pretzels, chips, and popcorn. Soup sales have lagged recently, so Campbell is buying Snyder's Lance in an all-cash deal that's valued at about $4.9 billion. Snyder's Lance makes snacks such as Snyder's of Hanover pretzels, Cape Cod and kettle potato chips, and Pop Secret popcorn. Campbell's already owns Petridge Farms, but snacks currently account for just a third of Campbell's sales. After the deal, snacks will make up nearly half of the company's sales. Entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
KISS frontman Gene Simmons has been sued for sexual battery. A civil complaint filed in Los Angeles says he groped a woman at a restaurant opening last month. His accuser, who has not been identified, says she was interviewing Simmons at the time. But according to the complaint, he used the situation to inappropriately touch her throat and buttocks. The incident allegedly happened at Rock and Brew restaurant in San Bernardino. That's also named in the lawsuit. The Los Angeles Lakers will retire both of NBA star Kobe Bryant's jerseys tonight as the Lakers host the Golden State Warriors. At a special halftime ceremony, Bryant's number 24 jersey and his original number 8 jersey will be raised to the rafters. The historic honor marks the first time an NBA player has had 2 jerseys retired by the same team. Bryant retired in 2016 after a 20-year career. Britain's Princess Charlotte is getting ready to start school. Her parents, Prince William and Kate Middleton, announcing today that 2-year-old will start attending Wilcox Nursery School next month. The London school is located near the family's home. In a statement, the school says it's looking forward to welcoming Charlotte to its nursery. On its website, Wilcox describes itself as a school that encourages kids to learn to read, write, and understand simple numbers with little pressure. The school also says its students enjoy lots of playtime, which is how it should be, right? We'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.